All right, June.
It's the deal. It's the deal. What's going on?
June, you are a pimp on Figueroa Street.
Yeah.
But you're a little different than 99.9% of the other pimps out there.
You feel me? You feel me? Yeah. I got the brown card, you know? You feel me?
You are Hispanic, not African American.
Yeah. You know, some might say that, you know, take that as a little, you know?
And you have two young ladies with you. Who are they?
You feel me? This Yasmin right here.
Yasmin.
My girl Yasmin. This is my girl Princess right here.
And Princess.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
You know, like a year or so, a little over a year. Something like that.
And June, you've been doing this for how long?
You know, I would say a couple years and shit like that. Been at it for a little while now.
Where'd you learn this game, as they call it?
You know, growing up in LA, being from LA and shit, like a couple of my partners, like who I grew up with or whatnot, and you feel me? It's common where I was at, and I kind of picked up on it, and I was always highly favored, you know, by women or what you might say, so I just kind of took advantage of it, went the whole way, type shit.
You learned the game from who? From other pimps?
Yeah, you know, I have a couple peep partners, different cities, you know, different states.
And they're Hispanic or black?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. So
Yeah.
there are some other Hispanic pimps out there.
Yeah, I would say. I bump into a couple, I guess you could say, so-called pimps and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many? You have a total of 2 girls right now?
I got a few.
You have a few, okay.
Yeah.
And the cops have been a problem for you or no?
Yeah. I just got raided at the hotel like yesterday, day before yesterday, with them.
And the cops do what? They come by and they say what?
You feel me? They're like 12 like cars deep. They pulled up, riot shields. They put out like, you know, beanbag guns, the ARs, and they went up from both sides of the motel, and they told everybody to come out. They had them come out like hands up. Feel me? I got video too. She was on the FaceTime. So like come out on the speaker. They arrested him. They took it to the station.
So you were in jail for how long?
Like a couple hours.
That's it.
Yeah. At 77 station.
What do you think they're looking for?
I would probably say, you know.
Underage girls?
Yeah. And they did find that, you know, nothing to do with me, but the room next to me or whatnot. So that's why they hit the spot.
So you guys are making good money?
Yeah, I would say. You know, it'd be fast, it'd be slow. Anybody in the game know that, but no, you got some good game or whatnot. You feel me? Some solid.
And Yasmin and Princess, you're giving June how much of your money?
All of it.
All of it?
Mm-hmm.
And he treats you well with that?
Yeah. Takes care of us. He
Yeah.
buys us everything we need.
It's nice to hear. Do you guys live together or where do you guys sleep?
Something like that, yeah.
In motels?
Occasionally, working time, yeah, or whatnot. But we live together, something like that.
How many nights a week are you working?
All of them,
You guys work every night?
almost. You know, between the net and the track, whatever, regulars and stuff, there's always work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How did you 2 young ladies get into this game?
I met June at a party. And then we just started texting and, you know, I came.
How does he approach you?
How did he approach me?
Like he said, like as a boyfriend and then turns into a pimp thing, or he just let you know right from the
Yeah,
get-go?
he let me know how it was.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Were you in the game before that?
No.
What did he say to convince you that this was something you wanted?
I mean, I've been thinking about it. Like, even before I met him, I was just, you know, looking for someone.
Mm-hmm. How old are you guys? Yasmin and
20. 19.
19 and 20. So everything's legal, except it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Today's video is sponsored by Aura. Did you know companies can take months to report a data breach? On average, it's 277 days before you even find out that your personal data was exposed. That means your sensitive information, like your email, your phone number, or even financial details, could already be out there. And it's not just one company. Major banks and corporations have all experienced breaches in the past year. Your information could be compromised right now and you wouldn't even know it. That's why I use Aura. Aura scans the dark web and alerts me fast if my personal information has been leaked. If someone tries to open a bank account or a credit card in my name, I'll know right away. They also provide up to $5 million in identity theft insurance and a full suite of tools to keep you protected, all in one app. You can try Aura free for 14 days at aura.com/softwhiteunderbelly. That's 2 weeks to find out if your data has already been exposed before you hear it from a company months later. Why wait? Take control of your digital security right now. And now back to the video. Thank you for watching. And you work different tracks or just Figueroa Street?
Different. It just really depends, to be honest.
We go everywhere.
Do you travel other cities?
Vegas, San Diego, Arizona.
The Bay, IE, everything.
Well, you get around. And by moving around, you get new clientele, you're a fresh new face on the street and all that?
Yeah.
More money coming in.
Mm-hmm. Are you saving money, June?
Yeah, I stack it up for sure. I think I'm like stagger starve type, you know. I can have water in my pocket, I'm still gonna give me a cup of noodle in the telly or whatnot. You feel me?
In the gangs, LA, especially South Central where Figueroa Street runs through, is a lot of gangs down there.
Yeah.
Do they hassle you?
Nah. I'm you feel me?
Because it's mostly African American down there, and you're not one of them.
Yeah, but
how do they treat you?
No type of way. I would say I get along with them. I know a few, gang members or whatnot from the area.
Were you in gangs, or are you in gangs?
Nah, I'm not.
No.
I kind of represent the game. I'm not really into the gang banging, but I would say, I have acquaintances or whatnot.
What kind of pimp would you describe yourself as? There are all kinds of, there's finesse pimps, there's guerrilla pimps, there's boyfriend pimps, there's all kinds of stuff.
Nah, most definitely not no boyfriend pimp. I'm not a guerrilla pimp either. I feel like, you feel me?
You're a businessman.
Yeah, I'm a businessman, really a gentleman, a leisure type, I'm just here all about business. Trying to, you feel me, stick to the rules and get to it, Whoever can, they gotta go.
And how old are you, June?
I just turned 21.
You're 21.
Yeah.
Is this something you want to do for a long time?
I'm gonna for sure take my piece and disappear, I think. So probably for a little bit.
Because it's too dangerous?
Yeah, very.
Do you think coming on YouTube and doing a video is going to be trouble?
Yeah, I think so.
So here you are.
Yeah, I think so.
And these young ladies they're not girlfriends of yours.
You can ask them. I don't want to ask them.
No?
No.
But you're business partners.
Yeah.
But by giving June all the money you make, do you have anything saved away?
Yeah.
You do. So if you decide you have to leave and go to college tomorrow, you have some money saved up?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have one.
You have one?
No,
Yeah, no
I have
kids.
none.
And how did you get into it? Princess, you were approached by June the same way?
No, I've been working. How did we? Before I was working, I was a renegade, and then June was like setting a bitch, and then I chose that. Pretty much, that's it.
It's crazy how some of the pimps will behave with the girls that are renegades on the street. They'll be so aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like criminal how they treat them.
Renegades.
But they don't touch them. They don't touch them. But it's pretty funny to watch.
They have them running around.
Yeah, they're chasing them down the street and everything. The girls are in high heels and
Yeah, falling down.
it's some crazy behavior.
Most definitely. The Blaze wild place.
Yeah, it really is. Is that anything that you've done before?
Sweat a hoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my fair share, I would say.
Do you only look for Hispanic women?
I would say, for me, I don't discriminate. Whatever might catch my eye a little bit, whatever might make me think. You know, I might see a little something about her. I'm like, let me go, knock at her, see what she about.
What kind of qualities do you look for in a girl?
She gotta have a little body yaddy, you feel me, pretty face. I gotta see where her mind at. Cause a lot of hoes be out of pocket, I might not know what type of folks she got, how he got her wired up. So.
And drugs are a part of your lives or no?
Mm-mm.
No drugs?
No drug. Weed.
Yeah. That's not even a drug down there.
You feel me? Yeah, I keep it sober. I don't like doing none of that druggy stuff or under the influence of anything while working or whatnot, or at all in general.
So you guys will sleep during the day and work all night? Or do you work days?
Work day shift and night shift.
When do you sleep?
When we come back from our night shift.
Which is what? Till sometimes it's 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we'll take breaks.
And tell me about the tricks.
But lately it's been janky out there. The chicks been getting a little rough, trying to kidnap girls or rape them. I don't know.
Has anything like that ever happened to you guys?
Before, no, but the past month, the chicks been acting a little more rough and stuff. And they're trying to,
They be trying to lowball too.
Yeah.
And having somebody like June on your side, does that help you in those situations?
Yeah, I just call him whenever I'm in a little situation.
What do you do, June? You come over and do what?
Well, we haven't had a situation.
I'm sorry?
We haven't had a situation like that.
Okay.
I think I would say I'm on it. And, I speak with the fellow P's or whatever, and we be chopping it, exchanging it. They be letting me know oh, I see you out here and stuff.
Do the P's kind of look out for each other, or are they in competition with each other?
That's a gray area right there. I would say
Just some of both?
some of both for sure. Some don't, like that. Partnership, P partnership. Some's just, really out here trying to, get a bitch. They'll sweat all night and leave with nothing. I just wonder where their time go. Some will be like, you babysitting a hoe. Some be like, okay, I see you, some real game out here. They keep it peasy, they keep it game and they'll go about their business.
And Figueroa Street is definitely the big leagues compared to Long Beach or Pomona or Long Beach. What's the street in Long Beach the track down there?
Long Beach Boulevard.
No, there's Long Beach Boulevard, but down in the city of Long Beach, there's another track, PCH, I think. And then San Diego and Vegas and all that. But Figueroa seems to be the busiest track.
The hot spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely I would say that's number one for,
How's Vegas compare?
It depends. You playing the track or you might be in a casino. It's good money though. But Fig, I definitely went home with heavy pockets for sure.
So the ladies will pick up a guy, take him they'll do car dates or motels, or what do they do?
Yeah, stuff like that. Both, I would say. Yeah.
You guys carry anything to protect yourselves?
I just carry a pepper spray and a pocket knife.
Pepper spray will do it.
Chick acting out. But I'm already, I'm in the cut already. I'm watching. There's not a time I'm not watching.
Are you so if Princess picks up a guy, or a guy picks up Princess, and takes her off to a motel, you are doing what? You're following them?
Yeah. I'm on it.
And you know what room they're in and
Everything.
does she leave a phone out so she can?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Everything. Not 1 second, safety purposes, but you know, I don't do none of that fag shit either. So, you know, I might get something, a little ring in my ear about the hoe. I'm gonna be like, hold on. You know, I'm like, you gotta go.
Are there certain tricks you guys just will reject? What do you see in a guy that makes you go, forget it?
When there's more than one guy in the car.
That'll do it.
What about you?
I don't get in no kidnapper vans. And not
What's a kidnapper van? A white van with no windows?
I don't get in
No van.
no van.
They be sliding in a big van with cages and some weirdo stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Asking for a date and whatnot.
This is a dangerous job you guys have.
Yeah, for sure.
There's people getting murdered down there and shot and all kinds of stuff.
Every day.
It's a crazy lifestyle. Did you guys, Yasmin and Princess, did you have dreams of doing something else with your life?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still young, so anything is possible. Do you look at this as a temporary thing that you're doing just to get to somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm just in it for the win right now till I upgrade. You know, for my lifestyle right now.
Is June helping you elevate, as you guys call it?
I'm about to get an apartment.
Oh, you are? That's nice.
You know, you never know. You know, she's looking for an upgrade probably. Who knows who might come across her and shit. We'll see what happens. Until then, you know.
In the law, the police tend to leave you guys alone, it seems, for the most part.
You know, if you do it correctly and safely. Yeah.
You've been arrested before the other day?
Me?
Any of you? Have the cops given you a hard time?
They were just trying to question us. That was it. I never been arrested for prostitution or nothing. I've got tickets out there. That's it.
You get a ticket for what?
For hoeing.
Does your family know that you're doing this?
No, but after this, they probably gonna know.
They're probably going to find out.
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
finna hit it good with this one. No.
But I'm grown, so I ain't tripping.
How about you, Yasmin?
They know.
They know?
Yeah, they just don't like it, but you know.
No parent's going to like this.
Yeah.
And June, what do your parents think you're doing for a living?
I would say they know too.
They know too?
Yeah. They're just like, I guess.
As a Hispanic family, are they like confused as to what you do, or they understand it?
Nah, I actually got like some black family, like,
Oh, you do?
yeah, I'm 7th generation LA, like, I'm not from, you know, the motherland or what you might call it, Mexico and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm all for like the raza and shit, you know?
Oh, so you're part black.
Yeah, I would say, you know? And believe it or not, when I hit like the station or camp, I really don't mix with the homie card that much. It's always tended to be like, you feel me? Yeah. So they not confused. They get it. You know, they gamed up. They're just like, you know, what can you do? Like, do your shit. I would say.
Were there pimps that you looked up to when you were younger, or maybe now?
Nah, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of good, you know, pimps, players, whatever you might call it, Max, all that, all around. You know, growing up in the early 2000s, I feel like there was a select few, probably I couldn't name one.
Yeah, you're too young to realize how much this game has changed.
Yeah. I could, like, admit that, you know?
Yeah.
For sure. Most definitely, like, you know, who am I type shit.
You can't really be as flashy as they used to be.
Yeah.
Pimps used to be very flashy,
Yeah.
but I think the law has made it difficult for them.
And, you know, the gang members out there, they might get you, you know?
That's right.
They seen it, she's seen it, you know, we've seen it multiple times, like, you know, them boys bounce out in the shiesty and that foreign, yeah, it's not no ism, you know, they gonna get you.
What do you like about this lifestyle that you guys have? Any of you? You like the freedom? You like the hours? You like the
Availability,
fast money?
fast money.
The fast money, of course. That's really it.
Do you ladies feel like you're doing all the work and June is just like sitting back and collecting?
No.
No,
No.
because at the end of the day, he's right there watching us, up all night with us, protecting us, make sure we're good.
If anything, he's risking himself because the cops and,
He's much more in danger of getting a
Yeah.
long prison sentence than you guys are.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll get maybe a night if that,
Huh.
and he'll get 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
Not going to happen?
Nah. But that is, it's a heavy jacket to carry, for, what we talking about and stuff.
Yeah, you got to be very discreet.
Yeah, it's just, entertainment and stuff, YouTube purposes and stuff.
So we're saying that this is just for entertainment purposes, just to cover your ass a little bit?
Yeah. All for good, the content and stuff like that.
Just so they can't use this in court.
Yeah, entertainment purposes, YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you guys had crazy things happen to you out there?
A lot.
Like what?
Yeah.
Give me an example of what kind of stuff happens out there.
Like these aggressive tricks. Some of them don't like, the time we give them for a certain amount of money and, they'll start getting aggressive or whatever.
They're mostly on drugs or drunk, right?
Nah, not really.
No?
I mean, like here and there, yeah, but, not really, but it is common.
And being a renegade without a pimp for you two ladies, is that an option or is that just too dangerous?
No, that's never an
That's
option.
No?
That's
Why
too
not?
dangerous. I mean, I used to renegade it, but when I was a renegade, nobody knew because I didn't tell anybody my business, And they didn't really know, so.
Were you making more money then?
Yeah, probably like 2 bands, 3 bands.
A night? That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Tax free, that's pretty good money. Do you guys have any regrets in your lives? In your young lives?
I
Yeah.
think we all do.
What are some of your regrets?
Like about being in the game or just general?
Anything? Did you guys finish high school?
No, I wish I finished high school.
So maybe finishing high school would be something you might have wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I lost out on time, I would say time. Because, like from 15 to like 18, I was locked up and stuff. And so I kind of missed a lot of my time. Like I feel something on my chest about that, whatever. I feel like I missed out. What I could have been, what I could have did,
What would you have liked to have done?
I feel like I could have got an early start. Like I could have been way different. Like if I would have just stayed down, I was too loose with it, too hot-headed, like not thinking right. So it cost me like 4 years.
Too impatient to make money?
Yeah. I wasn't like keeping the game related, I was going a little crazy with it. And that bit me in that.
In the time you did, that was for what?
Sold a deadly weapon.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that was crazy. They tried to certify me because I was like young at that time to charge me as an adult. But luckily, like, I had to spend some money or whatnot. And yeah, it was cool. Ended up going up to state, getting shipped out. Did like a 6 to 12 month program, on the bunks in the dorm. And yeah, came back home.
Do you think living a square life where you have a 9-to-5 job or something like that just is not in the cards for you?
I mean, we all been there, right? You feel me? So I would say, I wouldn't say the door's closed, but, you never really the same, you know?
The money's too good now.
Yeah. And for anybody that ever fell off and like want to admit it, you know, it's never the same. You try to go another way. I feel like if you put some time into it, personally speaking, I feel like it don't click like other stuff. But of course, you can put your time to it, you know, dedication, just slow down, go do the 9 to 5, you know, be a square again.
Tell me about the gold teeth, June.
10 on top, 10 on bottom, you know, 10K. I went up north to get them too. I took a little trip. Yeah, they're cool. Like $2,000, like $2,300.
For all of them?
Yeah.
Really? Do you guys think prostitution should be legalized?
Yeah, I feel like it's a regular job. You know, we're getting paid, we're working our hours. So
You think you could make the same money if it was legal?
I feel like we probably have to pay taxes if they made
That's
it.
right. You have to pay taxes. That's one
It's
big.
gonna change the game for sure.
And how do you guys feel about this lifestyle, Yasmin and Princess? You enjoy these long hours, long days, long nights?
I have no complaints, so you know.
It's all right. It gets tiring, but you know, I gotta do what I gotta do at the end of the day to put food and clothes on my daughter's back and mouth.
And June treats you well?
Yeah, he's never treated me in no type of way. Since I met him, he's always been respectful.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty good.
That's nice to hear.
I save them from a lot of stuff. They know it. And as far as me, like, I don't pop it that much. You know, a lot of pimps, you know, want to knock at the hoe. You know, you can ask them. I didn't even approach them or none of that. You feel me? I just need to get seen, I feel like. More personally, get choked with my mouth closed type shit. I just need the hoe to see me, you know, get a good look at me, and I think I got action. Yeah. True or not?
What would you say is June's greatest strength? What quality does he have that makes him stand out?
Damn.
You got him thinking.
Bruh, wait, can you say that again? What you just
I think the answer is his gold teeth.
Gold teeth.
And his ism, like what he says, his ism.
Yeah, you know, what I might, you know, put into their ears a little bit different than your folks, you know.
Do you think you girls are brainwashed a little bit?
Definitely.
brainwash? No.
I think I keep it very realistic and I keep it live, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I sell dreams or force, you know, by choice, not by option.
How do you see it? Like these girls are going to be doing this anyway, and you're just here to help them, guide them, protect them?
Oh, most definitely, you know. A hoe always looking for a safe haven. Not saying that that's the case here, but, you know, a woman in this game most definitely gonna look for the next dude or whatnot. Ain't no thing about it.
So another pimp might come along and he's got something better to offer or something
All the time.
that happens.
All the time.
And there's a choosing fee or a,
Exit fee, you know. Courtesy call, you know.
what does an exit fee look like?
You feel me? You know, they might want to go, you know, choose up or, you know, fag off, whatnot. Whatever I see fit, you know, with my program to let the hoe go, I'm going to let her know and then she going to hit the dough, you know? I don't want to say too much. So only,
I get it.
Yeah. It's hard for me, like, you know, we young, you know, we don't really come from nothing that much. Like, you feel me, to be here saying this on film, you know, this first time shit, we don't do this shit, you know?
There's a lot of risk you're taking here.
Yeah, a lot of risks, like, for real, like you saying, you know? Everybody watching this gonna know, you know? They aware of it, we aware of it, like.
People want to criticize, but they don't realize it takes a lot of balls for you to sit in this chair and talk about what you're doing.
Yeah.
So that the world can maybe learn a little bit, realize that maybe you guys came from probably families that didn't have a whole lot of
the bottom.
You weren't getting a lot of support,
Yeah,
so you're just trying to climb your way up a little bit.
most definitely.
And this is the fastest way to do it. This is the best hustle, right?
I would say, you know, I'm all for the game, good and bad.
Like I've said before, if there was a better hustle, like mowing lawns, you guys would be pushing lawnmowers.
Right, you know?
They was paying good.
But this pays better.
Yeah. And you know, you can't just be a pretty face, skinny waist no more. It's 2025. Every bitch want to be a hoe. Along with OnlyFans and Twitter, like, you gotta learn how to maneuver in the waters because that trap not gonna come in. You can't just look cute no more. I would say. Anybody that could, you know, relate to me on that outfit would say the same thing.
June, what would you say is the most important thing you've learned in your 21 years?
Don't trust nobody. Always have a backup plan for a backup plan. For a backup plan.
Got it. All right. Yasmin, June, and Princess, thank you so much for sharing your stories.
I
I wish you
appreciate
lots of luck. Stay out of trouble.
it. Most definitely. You know,
Make a lot of money. All right, you guys. Thank you.
here.
Welcome to the infamous Fig, where the night comes alive in ways you ain't never seen before. This ain't just any street. Nah. This right here is a playground for the bold, the hustlers, the pimps, and the slickest con artists in the game. Women out here barely covered, turning heads with every step. They know the hustle. They know it well. There's no other place in the world like it. The best of the best work these streets, making moves when the sun goes down, when the real money starts flowing. What exchanges hands between a woman and her clients on Fig, well, it's more than most can ever dream of. Tonight we're taking you deep into the life of a 304, showing you the world through the eyes of those who live and breathe this hustle. Buckle the fuck up and let us take you on a journey you won't never forget. Welcome to Fig.
Lima, welcome back.
Thank you, Mark.
So you've become an expert on how to help people. You did such a great job with Amanda. You've also helped some other people. You're trying to help your sisters who are in a similar situation that Amanda was in, kind of. Share what information you've learned about how to help people, because I think there's probably a lot of families, friends that would love to help some of the people that are dealing with mental illness and drug addiction.
Yeah, I think the biggest factor is being able to spot signs early. My essentially downfall with my family was we weren't really educated in mental health early on, so my sisters had little symptoms here and there, and instead of coming to myself or my mom, or instead of us being able to really see it, they went to a mental health professional and became addicted to the medications that they were prescribed, and they were essentially misdiagnosed.
But what kind of childhood did you guys go through?
You know, our father was very abusive, and when I say abusive in the sense, this is something that we brushed over when I first came on your channel. I didn't really go into detail because it makes me really uncomfortable to talk about, but I think it is important to put it out there. You know, we would wake up, if we woke up before him, he would duct tape us to chairs and duct tape our mouths shut. And there was a lot of violence in the household, and so growing up, we never like hugged each other or kissed each other or said I love you. Like, we weren't very affectionate to each other. And when my mom left my dad, I was essentially the protector of my sisters. And, you know, the weird situation that I'm in with where my sisters are and this mental health industry that's kind of fallen apart in our, across not just America but worldwide, is, I'm in a place where if I could just let go of being the protector of my sisters, and if I could just let go of wanting to help them, I could have a really great life. And the issue is, the way that we see mental health is, somebody's using in your household. If they're doing drugs in your household, kick them out. Like, you need to disown family members when they've gone too far. At some point, they're going to take you down. And there is a point where that is true. You can't enable them to a point where they're destroying their lives and your life. But, I feel that I'm essentially a symbol that you don't give up on people. Like, there is no reason to give up on people. And
tell me about your sisters. They were, they're opiate addicts?
no, my sisters are addicted to benzodiazepines, which is like Xanax and Klonopin. They also have an addiction to Adderall. And ultimately, it's the mental health factor that they're really struggling with. So they were misdiagnosed as schizophrenic for 3 years, and then they were properly diagnosed after that with dissociative identity disorder. It can't be treated with medications, only specialized therapy. And so the fact that they're using Adderall and benzos, which are their prescriptions, they can't do the therapy to get them to where they need to be. Also, our system is entirely dependent on medications because we don't have the bandwidth with all of the mental health professionals. There's not enough mental health professionals to treat the number of patients that need help. There's not enough psychiatric beds to get people in when they need to exit their environment and be in like a rehabilitation facility. So the system, the factor with insurance companies, they won't pay for more than 30 days, sometimes even only just 2 weeks, for a person to just detox and get out. And it just creates this massive situation where people don't have access to actual help. So we sedate them with medications. And I've said this in other interviews before, I'm definitely not against medications. I work in software. I have a software company, and I'm all about using medications with therapy. Like, let's not exclude the fact that a lot of these people need help. And if you look at the people that come on your channel, they're in immense pain. Like, they've gone through a tremendous struggle, and they've let that struggle bury them. And like the situation with my sisters and I, we came from the same abusive household.
You're referring to the drug addicted or the mentally ill, because I branched out and I'm interviewing all kinds of people. So that's not to say everyone.
Not everyone, but the people that you've interviewed that struggle severely with addiction, homelessness, mental health issues, they have a lot of pain. And myself and my sisters, same thing. I don't think anyone, this life is really just a test, and no one can go through life without any pain or emotion. Some people just process it better. And coming from the same household as my sisters, I took that pain and I found purpose in it. And I took my role as my sister's protector, and I, learned how to navigate the system to help them. And my purpose for coming on your channel was essentially to teach other people how to navigate the system, what community resources are out there to help their loved ones, and also to really push change in the industry. And the only way that that can be done is if insurance companies who are financing, people getting better with healthcare, to start seeing the industry differently. And I'm too small as one person for them to listen to me, but if we all get together and we really demand change, and we demand that insurance companies start treating mental health like physical health, that's where we really completely give the industry a facelift, and you'll actually see homelessness starting to shift, and you'll see people actually healing, and you won't have this blanket mentality of, that person's a drug addict, it's too late for them, just give up on them. I think the best example I can give is cancer treatment typically costs insurance companies $150,000 That's the average. If you look at kidney transplants, it costs about just over $400,000. For someone to get a heart transplant, it costs upwards of $1 million or $1.5 million. People wouldn't just cash pay that. Insurance companies pay for it because they know that this is a physical illness. If we make this payment, the physical illness will improve. The problem with mental health is you're going to give me, you're telling me to pay on average about $45,000 per month per person, but there's a 90% failure rate when it comes to alcohol and opioid addiction. So they're relapsing and they end up back in these situations. Insurance companies are just looking to save money because they are businesses, and the only way to appeal to these businesses that are paying the bills is to show them that there's a way to spend a little bit more now and save money in the long run. And that's essentially what my whole brand is for. It's to appease to the insurance companies to start taking their role and shifting it and, actually helping people get better. So yes, they'll spend a little bit more now, and in the long run, they'll save billions of dollars. And again, with my sisters, this started 9 years ago for us when they started having mental health issues. And to date, 9 years later, insurance companies have spent about $2.5 million on each of my sisters to keep them sick for the 9-year period, with all of the relapses and rehospitalizations and everything. If they had spent $500,000 or less on 1 year of treatment, then it would have been a massive savings for them, and my sisters would be doing a lot better.
What you did with Amanda and some other people has worked so effectively. What are you doing with your sisters? Are you able to do the same thing with your sisters?
No, because I can't afford to pay $90,000 a month, and my entire push has been for me to get insurance companies to care about what I'm doing and see that I can help the worst cases, and get insurance companies, if I can get the insurance company to pay for long-term treatment for my sisters, the 1 year, $45,000 a month, that they see that they're going to actually heal, which is what they see with physical illnesses. You pay for this and you heal, right? That's where everything shifts, and that's the reason that I haven't been able to help my sisters. So right now, my mom is their full-time caretaker, and my husband and I are financially responsible. We pay for their health care coverage, we pay for doctor's appointments, we pay for their housing, but we can't afford to pay for actual treatment if insurance won't pay for it.
And so your company, Aura, helps therapists interpret their patients' reactions, right? Basically?
Yes, so it just tracks which patients are at highest risk and which patients are at lowest risk. And our goal is really to see how the patient is feeling and treat mental health like physical health.
Because they might be saying, oh, I feel fine, but
exactly,
their emotions could be reading something very
absolutely different. And look at day 28 of Amanda in treatment. She was talking about how she was craving the entire time. She doesn't regret her old life. She would have easily gone back. So if we depended on insurance, we were cash paying. If we in 2 days from that interview, she would have been released, because by insurance standards, she was detoxed, because they only look at the physical aspect. What drug were you taking? Let's get it out of your system, but they don't look at the reason that you're abusing drugs. And so she had a lot of trauma. The only way for her to not relapse is to work through that trauma, and you can't just openly talk about it immediately. You really need to get to a point where you build trust with the therapist. You are able to, one of the biggest things is Amanda didn't have any value of herself. She got treated just horrifically on the street, and her self-worth was at a negative. And when you have someone in treatment for a longer period of time, the first thing that they do is they want to see what you're like with no medication. So that's what your baseline is. That's how they kind of look at where you're presenting. And Amanda had been in treatment prior, and she was misdiagnosed several times. She had a bunch of different diagnoses because she was on holds for like 3 days, 2 days. She had a diagnosis of schizophrenia, which when she went into the treatment center and she had a longer period of time, they were looking at her baseline. They're like, she doesn't have schizophrenia. The schizophrenia was drug-induced. These are all details that prior I was hesitant to give out, but since her medical information's been shared all over the internet, which is unfortunate, it's public information now.
Yeah. And then the reason you got is it a conservatorship or a guardianship?
No, I didn't get so originally when we were trying to figure out who we were going to help, and we were letting the voters, the people, the audience vote for who they wanted, they picked Amanda, and then I was looking at, okay, well, you told me Amanda has zero desire to get better. And she was also, when I met her, she was already in jail. So what we were trying to do was file what's called an LPS conservatorship. It's the equivalent of a guardianship in the grand understanding. It's that conservatorships that deal with the estate and the person's mental health are called probate conservatorships in LA, and guardianships per se are called LPS conservatorships in California. This is in LA and California. And so we attempted to file an LPS conservatorship, but Amanda's public defender was overwhelmed with how many cases he had, so he never filed the documentation. And so essentially we just pled to the court for a court order. So Amanda was never under guardianship, she was never under conservatorship. She didn't have any type of like healthcare directive, agent, or anything like that. She just had the court telling her like, you need to go. She had attacked her father, which was a felony because she attacked him with a weapon, and they were looking at either jail time for her. And so I just petitioned, like, this is not a criminal situation, it's a mental health situation. So we essentially just asked the judge if we cash paid her treatment and got her out of the system so she's not a burden on the system, would he be willing to court order treatment instead of jail time?
Yeah, you were flying down from Seattle where you lived at the time, like 2-3 times a week sometimes, right?
Yeah, and I was paying
and
for all of my own trips. And the GoFundMe that we were raising was for a nonprofit giving.org, which was collecting the funds to pay for her medical bills.
It didn't generate much money though.
It didn't. It brought in, well, when I first announced it, it brought in $1,500. So definitely not what we were expecting. And by then I had already started working on Amanda's case and petitioned for treatment over punishment. And then we had set her up in a treatment center in Los Angeles, and they were demanding that they get paid or they're going to release her. If they released Amanda because they didn't get paid, then she would have ended up in jail because it would have been a violation of her court order.
And she had to stay in the rehab.
Yeah, so I made an impulsive decision to take out a massive loan, believing that if I could show that Amanda was going to get better, that people would start supporting the GoFundMe so I could get reimbursed for my payments. And I paid for her treatment with the loan. It was
a large amount.
Yeah, and then
$200,000.
$250,000, and I got back $37,000. So our last video that we did with Amanda, the GoFundMe went
$37,000 from the GoFundMe.
Yeah, so the GoFundMe originally raised $1,500. Then, her second interview where she didn't seem like she was doing much better, day 28 in treatment, that obviously everyone was like, oh, you can't help her, she doesn't want to get better, leave her alone. And then her interview at, I think, 189 days, everyone was just in awe of how much better she had gotten, that the GoFundMe went from $1,500 to $37,000. And so so I prepaid for her treatment. So Giving would pay directly to the treatment centers, and then the treatment center was supposed to refund me whatever I had already paid for, so that I never actually touched donor funds. especially since I have a software company and it would be a conflict of interest. So I made sure to always separate that.
Amanda's transformation was so remarkable. When that last time I saw her, which was shortly before she passed away, was I didn't even recognize her. I'm standing there talking to her and thinking, this is the same person that I used to see on Skid Row. You know, she was so alert, so cogent.
Yeah.
She looked and acted and spoke differently.
Absolutely. I mean, it's still really hard to talk about because I'm very close to Larry, and he's in a lot of pain. And as I'm sure some of the viewers know, that there's been a lot of misinformation spread about Amanda, about Larry, about myself and you, of just people kind of trying to make entertainment out of the situation, taking people's pain and turning it into like views and clicks.
Well, they take a lot of information out of context.
Yeah.
They make up some information and create a sensational video that makes it look like you were up to no good, or somebody's up to no good, or Larry was molesting his daughter, which Amanda did say at one point when at the very first interview, but she straightened that out later when she was cogent and sober as a judge, that she was just saying that just because she said that about everybody. I mean, I interviewed Amanda maybe more than 100 times. You only see about 8 or 9 of them on this channel, but she would say, he's a molester. She would say that all the time.
About everyone, and also when Amanda started getting to a place where she was doing better, she was calling me every day just to check up on me, and we were friends. Like we had a really close relationship. And when she got to a point where she actually watched her videos with you, she was mortified about what she had said about Larry. And she had said it to me at least on 3 separate occasions where, when can I shoot with Mark? When can I shoot with Mark? I really want to straighten out what I said about my dad. She was calling her dad 3 to 5, 6 times a day. She constantly said he's her best friend. And a lot of these, one person in particular, who appears to have a history of doing this to people, basically created a story with a false narrative and pushed it out. And unfortunately, there have been proven studies that bad news gets more views than good news. And so creating some crazy conspiracy where, the courts are rigged and the doctors and everybody's in on this insane Hollywood little plot is just so insulting to the entire situation, especially the fact that before people want to make stories up about me, I would really urge that they come to Skid Row or that they go to their community and go volunteer and try to help people. I think that it would be a very humbling experience, because what I do is really difficult. What you do is really difficult. When you look at therapists, a lot of them are very much affected by the people that they treat because they're listening to these painful stories. And the worst part about it is when insurance cuts off and the therapists, who have no say in keeping the patients in treatment, that have built a relationship, are heartbroken that this person they know is going to go out there and relapse and harm themselves, but they can't keep them in the treatment center. So this industry is full of people that actually care. There's better ways to make money than dealing with pain day after day, dealing with tragedy, dealing with suicide threats, or people going missing, or someone's going to harm themselves, or somebody just overdosed. I always encourage everyone around me to carry Narcan on them all the time, because the environments that we're constantly in is someone had an overdose, something happened. It's constantly you're on the battlefield dealing with tragedy. And I think, I was expecting to come on your channel and talk about a new way, uniting together, treating mental health differently. And I kind of found myself battling an invisible war with people that have leaked my private information. They have relentlessly targeted me, shared my home address. We just had to relocate because the attacks had gotten so bad. My phone number. So they can call me and yell at me at random times of the day.
Yeah, no, it really got out of
Yeah.
control. I mean, it's a shame because so much of your it's like you're a crusader almost for helping these people. Like whether it's Amanda, who tragically passed away, but at the end, Amanda was as sober as you and I are right now, and she said some of the sweetest things about you. You know, she said to me privately that you saved her life. You know, and Larry said the same thing many times since Amanda passed away. But it's a shame because you're helping people like Chris, the schizophrenic young man that I interviewed.
Yeah.
And whether you want to find somebody else from my channel that you wanted to help, you know, Rebecca would be a good.
Yeah, Rebecca has a very close place in my heart, and I think.
And Bam Margera as well.
Yeah. So actually, with Chris.
What's going on with Chris?
I brought Larry on to work with me. So he's been going to court, you know.
So Chris is the schizophrenic young man
yes.
that I interviewed. He got arrested for trying to rob a dispensary, I think.
There was a robbery, and they called it an armed robbery. So what initially happened was, I don't know if it was a dispensary or what the exact details of the case were, but I do know that he had a knife on him. He had stolen some items. When he was leaving, he pulled out a knife, pointed it at an officer, and ran. Obviously, he got caught. He didn't harm anyone or attack anyone, but they're calling it an armed robbery, and they want him to do prison time. And I told Larry this because you had contacted me and told me what was going on. So I called Larry because one of Amanda's biggest things was her vision was that she was going to go to school to be a certified nursing assistant and get Larry off of Skid Row. She wanted to get a 2-bedroom apartment for the two of them. And so originally Amanda was supposed to work with me. I was going to hire her while she was in school. So instead, I brought Larry on board. And so Larry's been going to court with me to help Chris. And essentially we're doing the same thing we did with Amanda, which is petition the court, ask them for no jail time, but instead, you know, treatment. And so we found the judge is very open to doing treatment with Chris. The issue is, number one, the payment factor. I can't cash pay for Chris. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that I can push him through a diversion program that already exists. It's just a really tricky situation.
And the scandal that kind of came out of all these social media problem,
Yeah.
you know, these
Yeah,
crazy
so
social media people has made it harder for you to do anything.
absolutely, because when people look me up, they see these crazy accusations and they don't really do further research. So it really
So
put a giant hole in my
Rebecca, whoever else
credibility.
you might help pays the price.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to mention all the stress on you.
And originally we started the brain rescue supplements, the Aura brain rescue supplements, so that we could use the financing from that to pay for people's treatment, to you know, get better housing for veterans and all of that. And so I've since the scandal broke out, I've refunded all of the supplements because I had people emailing me saying, you know, I don't want to support your scam, I want my money back. And so just to, you know, push down any type of confusion, I've refunded all of the supplement orders, and I've been handling that as like complimentary shipments, just so that people actually can build trust with me again. And you know, we got Larry a new place. I was really excited to share that, but right now I'm kind of in a weird financial situation, so I haven't posted the video about his new place because I'm not sure if I can still make payments on it. We did bring Larry on, but I've also had to let a few people from my team go.
Yeah, but these people are claiming you killed Amanda and things like that. I mean, why would you have gotten a loan for $250,000 to help her?
I'm still paying back the loan that I got. Like, I'm still paying back the loan that I got.
horrible.
I've had to refund all of my orders for the supplements. I had to pay for the supplements because they're an actual product that I developed.
I've never seen anyone work as hard as you did to help Amanda when she was going through the court process and getting into rehab and then finding a rehab that was more affordable and just all the work that you did. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, and Ivan, my husband, always says no good deed goes unpunished, and I get so mad at him for saying that, but I really want to outline to people that, you know, my husband works very hard. If I wanted to, like, not anyone can just go and take out a loan for $200,000, you know, so I was in a good financial position where I was able to do that with my credit. Had I wanted to, I could have just like stayed at home, gone on vacations, posted on Instagram like bikini pictures, and you know, if I was actually like looking for fame or looking to entertain people or just wanted a happy, pleasant life, but that would require me saying that I'm okay with my sisters being sick and I've given up on them. And so even though I could have a very relaxing life, I've put my husband and I in a very negative financial situation. I've spent more money on the business than I've made. A lot of people think, oh, you have a small business, you must be rich, you know? But last year, the money that we made, I spent twice as much because I do have payroll. Developers are very expensive. Hiring people is very expensive. We survived the COVID pandemic without having to let anyone go. And then all of a sudden we get hit with, you know, these false allegations and these rumors just spreading like wildfire.
Which tarnishes your reputation.
Which means I can't raise money from investors because when they look me up, they're like, red flag, don't want to touch it. I can't make money because these people have called my treatment centers that I work with and basically said, if you work with Lima, we're gonna, you know, go and make videos about you guys and all of that. So I've put all of my operations for treatment centers on hold. I've refunded the brain rescue. So they've prevented me from making money and they've prevented me from raising money. And already as a female founder in the tech space, you know, we talked about this in an earlier talk, less than 2% of venture capital funding goes to women-owned businesses. So aside from that little tiny fraction that I could possibly appeal to, now all of a sudden like my name and reputation is tarnished. And then on top of that, it's my husband's last name, and it just like really hurts. Somebody that, you know, has supported me day in and day out with my sisters, helped me pay for my sisters. I've never taken a paycheck from my own business because I'd rather put the money back in the business and hire more people to help me. And so the only reason I can afford to do that is because of my husband supporting me. And then like to see that, you know, his last name, our last name is being dragged through the mud, and people are trying to make up these awful stories about how I would, you know, murder a dear, dear friend. Like, I consider Amanda and Larry like family.
It's the most ridiculous. I think a lot of the problems stemmed from the autopsy results.
Yeah.
The autopsy results came, you read them, but explain what happened with the autopsy.
Yeah, well, the problems actually stemmed before that. They were making all these conspiracies before
first
that.
off, it took how many months for them to Clark County to get the autopsy results?
So it took them 7 months before they actually gave us an answer.
That seems awfully long.
Yeah, that's awfully long. It was a very frustrating process because also the family wanted closure, Larry wanted closure, I wanted closure, and also all of the donors and the viewers wanted closure. And so when they finally came back with an answer, they said Amanda died from arrhythmia, cardiac arrhythmia relating to schizophrenia. And when we asked, well, she didn't have schizophrenia, you know, originally they said because people with schizophrenia have a 4 times higher chance of having cardiac arrhythmia. And so then we responded with, you know, Amanda didn't have schizophrenia. Did you get her medical records from the treatment center she passed away at? And their response was, oh, we never received those medical records. She was at that treatment center so December, January, February, March, April, May. She was at that facility for 6 months, and they didn't get her medical records from the facility she passed away from. So we responded, and we sent them videos. Also, the autopsy report says that Amanda didn't have any type of traumatic brain injury, that she was never, you know, and anybody that
she had more traumatic head injuries than anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, so even if you were to examine her, I was also paying for her dental bills, and so we were trying to replace her teeth because she had her teeth knocked out. She had her jaw dislocated. So anyways, we sent them all of these things, and upon review, the doctor that performed the autopsy report sent me back, an email that you also have a copy of, and essentially stating that they're going to amend the autopsy results now that they have this additional information that they somehow overlooked.
It made you look bad in the social media world.
And they also knew that I was going to give a public statement because they had all of your videos. And so I read directly from exactly what the doctor sent me, word for word, because I didn't want to mess it up. And I guess they never amended the autopsy report. So we're waiting for a response from Clark County. I'm actually, I've had to request that they do issue a public statement because I'm not trying to do the he said, she said thing. I'd rather it come from the source. And, the other accusation was Amanda had more than just Tylenol in her system. My, statement to that is the fact that I have never been against medication, and for me to reveal what medication somebody's on is outside of HIPAA law. And so at the time, prior to everything becoming so public because of these people seeking to get medical records and autopsy results and all of that, and posting it all over the internet against the wishes of the family and the privacy and respect for Amanda, I couldn't list her actual medications that she was taking because that would require me actually revealing what her mental illness diagnosis was. The question was, did Amanda relapse? And my answer was no, she just had Tylenol in her system. She was in a treatment center, residential, under 24/7 surveillance. She didn't relapse on drugs. She stayed sober, she died sober. And I was told that she had Tylenol in her system. I guess it was actually aspirin in her system. And I was just reading exactly what I was given. So,
No, I think some people love to create a scandal where maybe there isn't one.
Absolutely.
And they realize they can get a lot of views on a video that way and make some money maybe on YouTube.
And before people start commenting, oh, everyone's saying it, so it must be true, I really urge you to do your research because the people that are making these videos, they have like Cash App links in their videos. They have like personal GoFundMes. They're monetizing all of these videos.
I think they have a history of doing this to other people too, right?
They have histories of doing this to other people. The main woman that's been attacking me and kind of leading the witch hunt, she, to my knowledge, is unemployed, so she's just pushing out these videos and monetizing them, and they're getting a lot of views. She's also been sued by her school.
Yeah, but they're unwatchable because once you hear somebody taking these things out of context, this is ridiculous information. I think 99.9% of my audience is intelligent enough to know the truth of the situation, but it's that very loud, very upset little 0.01% that just makes a million. They leave comments on all the videos about Amanda, you killed Amanda and all that stuff. And
absolutely, and it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, Amanda doesn't deserve it. She loved everything you did for her.
Yeah.
And Larry does too.
Definitely. And I do want to...
Amanda would be so upset by all of this.
Yeah.
All All right, Lima. Well, thank you so much for explaining all that.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to voice all of this out. And for everybody watching at home, I want you guys to know that even though this did slow me down quite a bit, it hasn't shifted my motivation in any way. I'm going to continue. And my goal is to really push the mental health revolution and change this so that everybody can have access to mental health care.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lima.